What's up, Soul Family? Coming at you with another collective reading. This one's gonna be on. Yeah, I had my tarot deck in my hand. I had to grab this. It's gonna be on Shark, which is take care or there will be loss of material wealth. That being said, let's jump right in. If you're looking for a one-on-one reading, you can do so by directly messaging me or the link in the bio. The first reading will be $35 for up to 20 minutes, and you can ask whatever question you want, or we can simply see what comes out. If for whatever reason that it doesn't resonate, then I'll simply refund you. So let's see what we need to do to make sure we're taking the proper steps, or like what we need to take, but be careful around. So box, you will receive a gift. We have basket with recognition, reward, or merit. And then we have gong with an exciting event. So maybe you're going to win something, or maybe you're going to be gifted something, or gain money like from some kind of like external source that you're not expecting. And maybe it's something that you can use to your benefit. And it's just it's like a warning to use it to your benefit, like not to kind of like splurge or I guess blow all the money that you get in. And then we have the Three of Cups and the King of Pentacles. So yeah, maybe it's like some kind of like social recognition or some kind of like party or some kind of like gathering that you're going to gain something, and maybe it's just a call to be really mindful about how you use whatever you gain. With the King of Pentacles, I like to think that it's pointing towards somebody who is really good at managing their materials. So maybe it's just a warning that something good is coming in. Sometimes we get warnings for something positive just so like our subconscious can kind of be primed to it almost. Especially if we're not used to like holding or experiencing certain things. Sometimes we can almost get like warnings so that we're not like caught off guard by something that might be coming. So with the King of Pentacles, maybe you are getting like a gift, especially because he's like holding it outward. And I also see like the energy of like there being social. So maybe it's like some kind of public recognition of in some shape and form. And then we have the Empress. So whatever this is, maybe it's also the energy of not being too giving, not being too kind of like with whatever you receive. One of the things that I learned, and this is before I received like a really large manifestation, it's a really good piece of advice, or at least personally I feel like it is sometimes you'll get blessed, but you won't use your blessing properly. You'll give all of your blessing away. Sometimes people get like a large lump sum of money, but because they feel guilty for having such a large amount of money, or they feel as if, somebody else, needs it, they will end up giving their blessing away. They'll end up using some of it for themselves, but they end up giving, and then not really realize this is like the universe or God or whatever you want to call it, blessing you, and then you're pretty much, and there's nothing wrong with being giving. But if you're not like rich, you know what I mean? Sometimes we have to make sure that you put yourself into a better state before you essentially give out all of your resources, all of something that you've got. There are people who say you've got like $5,000. They'll give out like, half of it, to charity or something because they feel like they can't hold that much. And that's one of those things that in and of itself point towards us being conditioned poorly when it comes to, what we consider to be money or blessings or anything along those lines. We show that we don't feel that we are worthy of things in very, very, very subtle ways. And it's important to be mindful of that. Important to be very mindful of that. And I think of that because like I saw both the King of Pentacles who's had his hand out, and then the Empress is also a card of like to a certain degree generosity and kindness and whatnot. So maybe it's just a warning to not be too giving and use whatever blessing you get for everybody else. And then the Sun card pops out. So I think it's going to be something that gives you like a lot of contentment, something that's going to kind of like be really, it's like you're going to be really grateful for this. It's going to be something that like I think gives you nothing but, because sometimes, there could be things like where it could be bittersweet, but I think it's something that's going to bring you nothing but genuine joy and happiness, like as you receive like whatever this is. It's not going to be something with like any muddled conditions or any terms or anything that really like is, kind of contrasting what might be something that's good. So I don't think you have to worry too much about anything kind of like shady. I think everything is going to be kind of like clear in the air. And sometimes the Sun points towards like there being clarity in the context of like maybe you're going to be understanding like, okay, like why you are deserving of this, or really coming to accept those terms. Like sometimes the Sun card has a lot to do with us like there being clarity that we gain through a situation or shed on a situation, or seeing a situation clearly. So maybe you're going to be seeing yourself clearly and really understanding like what your contributions are or your efforts. So maybe this is like a bonus or something like that that's unexpected coming your way. The Five of Pentacles, the High Priestess. So yeah, maybe you've gone through like a period of feeling like nobody's really seeing you and like not being recognized, and maybe having gone through like a lack of having resources and abundance. And maybe you're really having to trust your, like, again, your intuition to like push you through like whatever else. And maybe you trusting your intuition is what's going to shift this for you. Maybe you're going to intuitively like make, maybe you're going to like buy stocks or something, or invest in something intuitively, or something like along those lines. Like you never know like what your intuition will call you to do, or you'll have like a kind of like really subtle but strong nudge just to act on something, and then it turns out to be something that's really beneficial for you. And then I'll pull one more and I'll use the bottom of the deck. I think it's like one of the prettiest decks that I have. We have the Hanged Man with the Five of Swords. So make sure that whatever this is or however you're approaching this, like you're not rushing into it. So I don't think this is going to be something that you have to worry about too much with it being anything negative, but I think it's important to, in order to avoid there being like misunderstandings or things not working out well, or there being anything that doesn't really benefit you as a result of like whatever this is, I think it's important to take a step back, approach it from maybe a different perspective, or at least try to see like a different perspective, and then move forward from there. Many times the difference of how we will receive something or will interact with something is the perspective we hold as we are then getting it. So maybe it's also calling for you to then embody a different perspective to make sure that you're not, running into like what could be conflicts, or there being some kind of like mix up or some kind of, misunderstanding along those lines. That, or maybe this is after a period of having gone through like what is like a lot of conflict, or a lot of like, just really not so much fun energy. Maybe you have been like going through arguments or disagreements or periods of this and that. And maybe with the Sun card, it's like the light is being shed on that situation. So now you're getting recognition for the things that you've done as a result of the light being shed on whatever situation that you've gone through. So if that is the case, then maybe you're kind of like feeling stuck and kind of like stuck and suspended, stuck and suspended, and not really having like any stagnant as well. Like maybe you're kind of like not having any motion, and that's going to change like as whatever light gets shed on whatever situation, and as people start to become aware of whatever your perspective is, or whatever it is that you've done, or maybe as you continue to do whatever work it is, people are going to start seeing your work shine out more than like whatever supposed conflict there is. But either way, I think things are going to work out well. This is a reading that's telling you that things are coming towards you. So, that being said, peace and blessings, and I'll catch you guys in the next reading.